Well, first of all, why are we talking about all this? It's very simple. It seems like people think that marketing is magic, but apparently they're still relying on the age-old notion of build it and they'll come, they said. Yeah, and then all you hear as customers or clients is just this. And why? Why is that so? Well, we'll be diving into it in today's session. And by the way, we want all of you to comment, put in your questions regarding all this. We will be answering all the questions. So that's that. Okay, so who's basically saying this? Ashwini, do you want to take point on this?
What I feel that a lot of people, especially I think techies, believe that they kind of build their products and services and automatically they'll get
Mhm.
customers in, which typically never happens, especially in today's era, right? When there's so much of competition around in terms of really getting that few seconds from your target customers or target audience itself is like so difficult. They are busy themselves. So without kind of
Yep.
niching your audience properly and targeting your customers with that kind of messaging, you'll never be able to create awareness for your products and services. Previously, a lot of people were relying
Wait,
only.
hold on, hold on. I have follow-up questions about it.
Okay.
What do you think in terms of, like, for example, let's say with the simplistic belief from age-old times when, there was not a lot of competition kind of thing. So in terms of this, okay, I'd like to add to it that sometimes the products are really exceptional.
Yes.
And even then, because there's no exposure, nobody knows about the products. Okay. Nobody ends up buying. Or sometimes, I think we discussed this briefly before. Sometimes they have a couple of clients already, and that's why they actually get into the business, right? So they have a couple of clients going, hey, I have this excellent product. This couple of clients have asked me to do it. So I'm doing it, right? But then beyond that, because they're servicing the client, right? And it's, how would you say it? Like, how are you balancing the risks on that end, right? Because sometimes, what if that one client, that was the only client,
Yeah.
pretty much 100% of the business, or let's say two clients, three clients, 50% of the business, 33% of the business, whatever, 33.33% of the business. Then one of them leaves. What happens then?
Yeah. That's kind of
Like,
chaotic, right?
there's no exposure. There's no, yeah, people from outside or customers from
Yeah,
outside.
business is
They have to say,
dead with that, right? Because you're kind of like relying only
yeah,
on those two, three customers, which eventually they will, other kind of competition coming in, wooing them in,
yep,
clients. So basically, your business is like ground zero when you're starting again. That's not
yep,
how it's going to work, right? It's kind of like building your funnel. So though you have the existing clients, you want to like
yep,
retain them. That's the most important thing. But you want to
yep,
add more people, right? So eventually, even if this one, two
yep,
people leave, you still have those customers to bank upon, rely upon, and that's how businesses will scale. If you want to just be those kind of freelancers where you have few
yep,
clients, they go and they come in again, you're just kind of like working with that kind of a revenue threshold. So if you like really want to grow your
yep,
business, you need to do much more than that.
yep. So basically, like, the takeaway for this point would be, if you are in a serious business and let's say you have an exceptional product, you have a really nice product, okay? Also, in terms of priorities, like, if you have an exceptional product, you don't want to be spending time in doing your own marketing. You want to spend your time servicing the client. You want to spend your time bettering the product on the feedback that you get from the clients as well, right? Like, so this sort of stuff, I'd like to specifically point out sometimes, and this is in my experience. So I've owned a couple of businesses before, and in my experience, a lot of times when people start, they have a really, really good product, some of them, and they don't get enough exposure. So one of the clients that I worked with, I'm not going to name any names, but it was a VR company, right? VR meditation company,
Mm-hmm.
right? Virtual reality meditation company. Now, the thing with virtual reality is people are trying to apply it to games and this and that, yeah, like, which requires a lot of movement. Let's say not sim racing games or anything like that, but let's say any sort of game that requires any sort of movement. Yeah, you have like a giant headset strapped on your head, kind of thing. But for a meditation app, you're not moving. It's perfect. It's perfect for you to like take you into the experience, right? But the thing is, no exposure. Absolutely no exposure. Like they were developing the technology. Okay, when I tested it, because I knew one of the engineers that was working on it, the technology was great, right?
Okay.
They had some really nice voice actors that were taking you through a meditation journey within it, right? Once you have the noise canceling headphones on, and I think it was HTC Vive, if I'm not wrong, like way back, like HTC's first VR headset, I think. Okay,
Okay.
that they were using back then. Now the technology is even greater. A couple of VR apps come to mind, not VR, but like just phone apps come to mind.
So
I'm
is this
forgetting the name
like
right now,
a
but we'll put them.
VR with meditation kind of a thing? Like you're gonna like experience that
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
with
yeah.
your eyes
Yeah,
open, like kind
guided
of a thing?
meditation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, guided meditation. But, like even if you wear a VR headset, right?
Yeah.
And if it's sealed,
Yeah.
right? It's just black inside.
Yes.
So you don't really need to close your eyes either. It's as simple as, I don't know whether you had it or not. We had a couple of people in school coming in, helping us sort of rest our eyes a little bit. And they would ask us to cup our eyes like that, but have our eyes open inside. It would achieve the same effect
Okay.
with it.
Interesting.
Okay, without you actually putting your arms up. Okay, so you can relax. You could lay down if you want. You know,
Okay.
to go through
Interesting.
the guided meditation. But the thing is, no exposure, absolutely no exposure. And a couple of, I think Reverie is one. I think there are a couple of other apps as well.
Are like people like really using that apps? It's like,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah?
These are big apps. Yeah,
Okay.
multi-million dollar apps, by the way.
Interesting. But do you feel that's a bit of a
Headspace. Haven't you heard of it?
headspace?
Like I don't
No,
know how I
never heard
forgot
of it.
Headspace,
Yeah.
but Headspace and Calm, these two apps, big, 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 big apps. Sponsoring a lot of YouTube videos as well. Getting people to come on there. They have guests coming in doing the guided meditations as well. It's crazy. Okay, and they have guided meditation routines. It is
Interesting.
actually helping people.
Interesting.
And nowadays, with the problems of anxiety being way high up,
Yeah.
people are stressed out of their mind, working long hours. This is absolutely necessary. Okay. And it would have been huge, but it's gone,
Oh, is it?
unfortunately.
And
Yeah,
why is
it is
that so?
gone. No exposure.
Oh, is it?
Absolutely no exposure. They were building it. Yeah. I suggested that we do marketing and we get them in front of people who are working really hard. Let's say engineers. Let's say we don't know how much they would be willing to use it. We didn't know them back then
Yes.
because we hadn't done a lot of research about it,
Yeah.
because they didn't commission any research on it. That's one. Okay, so testing, as we know, is like a big thing,
It's
marketing.
very important. Yeah.
Yeah, like none of it.
Okay.
They hadn't done any of it.
So they were never kind of
The
like
idea was just
research with their customers, kind of understand whether this
no,
is something which
no,
could help them in terms of making their meditation better. Because that's the
yeah,
problem. You
yeah,
can't really meditate, whatever happens, right? And if this tool can
yep,
actually get you in that mode, would be
yeah,
something very
absolutely,
different. Yeah. But
yeah,
it could
and
also be
it
a
would have,
fad, right? You may never know, right? Even like look at Google
yes,
Glass, which came
yes,
in, right? Uh,
yes,
Again, Google is a big brand. They've marketed it so well. But in spite of that, it did not
yep,
fly the way we wanted, right? Because one was obviously privacy
yep,
reasons. But do people really need that? So if it's not like really, if I do something extra to like use it, is that a use case for my customer? Would I like really spend so much time? Is there
right,
like
yeah,
a market fit, which we have kind of
yeah,
identified? So we've not like done that. It could be just one of the things, right? So if you don't even know whether the product will resonate with your customer, forget about marketing it next, right? It's
yeah,
obviously to kind of validate in terms of your product or
yeah,
services that it makes sense for your current customer or audience, which you like really want to target. Yeah, you don't like the word
yep.
target, but yeah. To
This
reach
is the
out.
conversation that we had off camera.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the conversation we had off camera, where I said, well, target is a very antagonistic word in my opinion,
But that's what we
and
do
I
in
don't think any
marketing,
of us.
right? So yeah, you don't want to be targeted, but you want to
I know,
target as a
I
marketing
know.
person. So yeah.
Yeah, I just have a different name for it, which is the audience that you serve, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, and most people, I'm not against people using it. I just think it's a antagonistic, very antagonistic word. Personally, I just say this is the audience that I serve. That's it.
Yeah. Get that.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, with the Google Glass, you brought in a very interesting point actually. Sometimes the technology that is invented or the product that is invented is way ahead of its time.
Yes,
Okay.
quite possible.
And from my design background, I know this, which is crazy. I think if I'm not wrong, okay, this was the guy who designed a window on the first space mission, if I'm not wrong.
Was it? No, it
Yeah.
was a
With
very
like
futuristic
window on the spaceship.
technology. I mean, there's no questions about it.
Yeah.
Yes. But whether
So,
it's meant for the market at this point of time?
yeah. So I think this was the same guy who designed New York or Manhattan. This was the same guy who designed New York or Manhattan as well.
Okay.
But the thing was, he mentioned something very specific, okay, which was the most interesting thing. He said it can't be too far. It can't be too far from existing.
Yeah.
Even if you go too far, you reel it back.
Yeah.
The reason you reel it back is the relatability is not there. Like
That's
people
true.
can't think of using it.
Yes.
So just imagine way back when people were just riding horses. Yeah. Them directly looking at somebody coming up with flying cars. Like, it's like nobody's going to want it
Yeah.
because not relatable at all.
But now you have
That's the
that
thing.
coming. Yeah.
Yeah. And somebody who's perfected this and maybe to not to people's liking as well is Apple, because they will invent something or they'll go way far ahead. At least they did during Steve Jobs, and they'll reel it back a little bit, reel it back,
Hmm.
and then they'll just release it over versions when they made it better,
Brand which comes
just to
to
keep
my
that
mind
relatability.
is Amazon. So I mean, Amazon
Right.
started with something very small, with only books as a category, and they did not like scale to
Yep.
multiple industries and market.
Yep.
Mature, they kind of focus on only one segment and kind of like got people used to kind of convenience, online buying, like
Yep.
used to it. That's when they kind of got in other stuff, and that's how they kind of scaled effectively. So it was not like all things together at one go. So I think that focus and kind
Yep.
of aligning with your customers is equally important.
Yep. And we should actually add on this, by the way, on the first point as well, which kind of leads into the second point, right? For us, which is no visibility. Like there's a visibility problem for, especially when there is so much competition, which is actually the third point. We'll talk about it. But no visibility, which is the second point, which is an absolutely insane big problem. This is also for brands that exist. Some brands exist, they do not participate in marketing very seriously, no matter what marketing it is, no matter whether it's brand marketing, no matter whether it's influencer marketing, no matter whether it's direct sales marketing, whatever marketing there is. Okay. And marketing, funnily enough, okay, let me know your perspective on this as well. Okay.
Yeah.
I personally think it's completely stupid, which is marketing is the last resort for people.
Yeah.
Now, why would you want marketing to be the last resort and something that, oh, as soon as the recession comes in or things get hard, as the first thing that they slash is marketing spend?
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely insane. What? There's a recession. You need more clients. You need more leads coming in, and you're cutting your marketing costs down.
Yeah, that does not make
Like
sense.
you're
Yeah.
cutting off something that actually getting leads in. Well, provided that it's done properly. But what do you think about this, Ashwin?
Yeah, I feel that I think there's one of our clients, right, which kind of switched to marketing during bad times.
Yep.
During COVID, you know that majority of our brands were kind of like reducing their marketing spends. But there was this
Yep.
brand which was basically a florist brand in Singapore. And they were kind of
Yep.
relying more on corporate partnerships and events to kind of display their florist, displays which they have typically. So the moment they
Yep.
kind of like even that kind of cut because of COVID, people not we were not going to office. There was no need of a launch activity or whatever, right? So that's where
Yep.
they kind of came to us, where they said that this thing is completely shut, but we have to still run our operations. We have a huge team, we have a lot of inventory. What do we do with that? So we kind of like moved that completely to an online space and got the brand D2C for the first time. And we started with like social media, doing ads across social media, boosting that, using influencers to kind of do that. But the first thing, obviously, was kind
Yep.
of bundling the products and giving them a more premium feel,
Right.
and then eventually kind of marketing them. So they started with a offline to an online thing, and that pivot which happened and the kind of focus which
Yep.
marketing got for them it was bombastic, right? So we got almost 7x returns for them within a period of like 6 to 7 months. And in good,
Oh
like
yeah.
Mother's Day kind of sale was like even 10x. I
Yep.
think that's a lot of brands want to reduce on marketing, but you can actually pivot during bad times and make marketing work for
Yep.
you, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's my take.